Educational Object Show is a show that I created, which helps people learn. You can view the episodes and its songs here. However, some maniac made an episode which revolved around something the show would never, ever talk about. Here's the story. I was on YouTube searching for fan episodes of my show. The only one I could find was Educational Object Show, Satanism. I was shocked as Educational Object Show never talks about stuff like that. I decided to watch the episode because I was curious. The title card came, but it was red text in Times New Roman on a black background. It was organized the same way. The title card read Educational Object Show, Satanism. Instead of a voice, there was unnerving music taken from this video. Then cut to light bulb, except she was all red, her eyes were navy soulless voids, and her teeth were bloodied. Through the speech bubble she said, Satanism does not have an escape. The devil may find you and send you to his home, hell. You will never escape the terror. I was horrified at these words. Why would Lightbulb say anything like that? I pressed on. It then cut to Fiery, but he had pitch black sockets for eyes, a giant grin, and he was blood red and scarlet instead of orange and yellow. He said, pentagrams are a sign of Satanism. If you see one, Satan is coming for you. Fiery then let out the Kefka laugh. I didn't want to watch more, but my curiosity forced me to. Then I saw Watering Can from Object Explosion, except she was light scarlet. Her eyes were black and drippy and her feet had claws. She said, the red light will be a sign to your doom. You are stupid enough to not know this. Before I saw an image I could never unsee. It was meant from Object Terror, but he looked evil and demonic. Eyes were pitch black with red pupils and they were bleeding. His mouth was oozing blood and he had a scar on one of his eyes. That scared me more than anything in the universe. After that, cut to Platter's screenshot before I would jump scare you in the Object Redundancy intro. A loud noise played. I yelled in shock. Then I saw a message that said TISRHCITNA written in purple on a red background. I realized this was Antichrist spelled in reverse. Then I saw Shieldy from Brawl of the Objects, except his eyes were red, his skin was orange. He said, 666 is the number of hell. When you see this number, you are next. It then cut to Popsicle and she was about to stab Book. Book begged for mercy, but Popsicle stabbed Book anyways. Hyper-realistic blood came out of her. Popsicle then tore out Book's organs. I was sick. It then cut to Teapot cutting herself in half with a chainsaw. Hyper-realistic blood sprayed everywhere, even on the screen. I was shocked. It then showed Chocolatey, except every part of her body was purple, except the lines of them. She had soulless black eyes, a huge grin like Fiery in the Brawl of the Object style, and instead of chalk, the numbers on her body said 666. On her speech bubble, she said, Antichrist is a term of Satanism. If you hear this word, it is too late for God to save you. That sent chills down my back. She then let out the Kefka laugh soon after, like Fiery did. But then this very, very weird image showed up. It was tennis ball, but a lot more realistic, with a human mouth, lips, and teeth smiling at the screen and saturated red and black eyes and blood coming from both eyes. Immediately I noticed something strange about it. There was invisible backwards word in black, which was EIDTSUMUOY. I then noticed it was actually the word you must die, but spelled backwards. All Leafy from Battle for Dream Island, except she was a darker green. Her eyes were black and bleeding, and she had an enormous grin full of sharp teeth, and she held an axe with blood on it. On her speech bubble, she just said a bunch of creepy messages like, I am God. God will never save you. Hail Satan and other messages. I was terrified. After that, it showed a scary shot of Bucket. Her eyes black with red pupils and they were bleeding. She had razor-sharp teeth and a little bit of blood was dripping out of her hole. it cut to black. After that, it showed a not normal version of OJ. As it zoomed in, he demonically screamed, "I will kill you." Then cut to Lightbulb with the same features of her from before, saying, "This is the end of you. If you see the red light, you are next." It then ended with a message saying, "Death is our only release," similarly to Max and Ruby 0004 Lost episode. In the aftermath, I flagged the video and took it down. I also age restricted it for its graphic content. Never find any fan-made episodes that have blood, gore, or other scary content. Let this be a warning to every one of you. So yeah, that was Educational Object Show Lost episode. That's my first Creepypasta reading. Hope you are proud of me. Anyway, like the video, comment, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.